Hey everyone, welcome back to This Week in Marketing show, also known as the TWIM show. I'm your host Sajid Islam, and today I'll be going over the notable news and updates in the digital marketing space from the week of November 1, 2020. Today we're going to first off start with Instagram with an experiment that they're running. It's not confirmed, but however, Instagram is planning to add this new feature or update this feature where if anyone is commenting on your stories, it will no longer be sending you a direct message. The reaction will appear directly on your stories. Well, in a way, it makes more sense because, if you were to ask me, if you are sending reactions or comments on your stories and it goes into your inbox, it just gets too much noise, right? So maybe this is going to be a good way, or this is I feel this is going to be a good way. Will remain it's Let's wait to see how this all plays out when actually they roll it out, because as of now they're just testing it. With that, let's move on to the next update, which is from our friends, for whichever way you deal with it or whichever you see it, Facebook. So this week, Facebook happened to have done some update into their ads manager or ads engine, and as a result, we have seen across the board ad accounts being banned, disabled, ads being disapproved, all sorts of issues, right? Eventually, Facebook acknowledged that there was a defect in their code, and they were working to fix it. However, if your ad account was banned this week, what everyone's saying is go ahead and appeal the decision, and Facebook is going to go ahead and review it, and chances are you're going to get restored. Now, Facebook is one of those platforms. It's like a dictator regime where they just round up people and put them in jail, and then you have to prove yourself that hey, you are innocent before they will release you. This is how it all works out in the world of Facebook, right? It's a multi-billion dollar business, but I do not understand why they don't treat their customers, aka advertisers, so fairly, and they just ban things at will. But it is what it is. Right now they have the eyeballs. If you watched our show last week, where we covered how many users they have, the month over month active users, as well as almost they're hitting the 3 billion users mark. So they have the users, and so they can kick people around, right? And advertisers around. But it's only a matter of time before TikTok and Snapchat and LinkedIn and all catches up, and Facebook's clout is gonna go away. So if this continues, and this has been going on for a while, Facebook is gonna be the one crying. With that, let's move on from Facebook. Another tip from Facebook for this holiday season that says they shared a tip on how to maximize your ad copy for better performance, and there were 5 things actually we would just cover on our show. And if you want to hear more, we could probably share more in-depth details into our private group. But for now, for you, what you need to know is they're saying, give your brand a voice. Basically, they're saying look to personify your brand, tailor your brand voice to align with both your business purpose and the target audience. Now, hey, if you're not already doing this, then you are probably missing out, because any good brand knows that they have a avatar and they speak through that avatar, right? That's number 1. Number 2, Facebook is saying position your product. And what they mean by that is you have to put your product front and center so that your audience knows what you are advertising and why. You can state and they're suggesting you can also state your brand message so that customers start to associate with your products. Number 3, they're saying say it with words, which is basically say what makes your product unique from others and what benefits your customers will get. Number 4, create branded packaging. Basically, they're saying, branding is important. This branded packaging will help enhance customer experience, make the package seem like a gift, especially during the holiday season. Personalized touches can be as simple as adding a handwritten note or anything that shows how you care about your customers. It's great for someone like Facebook to come in and say all those things, those lofty goals. But if you're a small mom and pop business who is barely keeping up and have been affected by COVID, this might be hard to do. But again, think how you could do that, right? Because Facebook's goal here is that they want to be the center, the e-commerce center, e-commerce hub or for online shopping or mobile shopping or social commerce, whatever way you say it. So they're pushing advertisers to do that, and also by giving out all this best practices and everything like that. So number 4 is goes that way, but again, use it as you see fit. But I would definitely agree with 1, 2, and 3. And let's go on to number 5. Number 5, it's not really ad copy tips, but it's they bundled it together. But they're saying you should focus on building awareness efforts by utilizing retargeting in your ads, which will help to prompt people, those who have shown interest in the brand. So what they're basically saying is, first run awareness campaign, let people be aware of that you exist, and if those people who have clicked on your ad and visit your website and spent a certain or taken a certain action, retarget them. This will probably get you a better ROI. So folks, this is where I am going to stop here with this, because this is again this is podcast. This show is supposed to be a very short summary of what what's happening in the digital marketing space, and I think this gives you a good idea of what's happening. But if you want to check out more and geek out more, definitely do join our private group, where we are gonna geek out more on this and discuss this in a detail. With that, let's go on to the third next update, which is from our friends at YouTube. YouTube basically rolled out 3 new tools for users to fix copyright issues. And if you ask me, this is actually a problem. Google realizes, YouTube realizes that a lot of people publish something and they get dinged for copyright violation because they use the music they didn't know that was copyrighted, or they ended up imagine you are at an event, you're doing some recording, and suddenly they play some music you didn't want them to play, but they played it. Now it's in the video, you were live streaming, or you recorded and you posted it up on YouTube, and now it gets flagged. And now you're pissed off and you don't like YouTube anymore. You are going to go off to TikTok, and the competition in this space is heating up. So with that, YouTube rolled out 3 different tools. Number 1 is adjustable endpoints of video. So that's a very technical jargon. So let me break it down what it is. So instead of now, what you can do is when YouTube sends you a notice, you could just cut out the copyrighted part of your video instead of having to delete it. So that's a great point. Now you've done all the work. If this is 33 seconds to 45 seconds is where you have copyrighted music, you can go edit it out and you can use it, right? So that's the second one, which is now you can not just take it out, but you can actually modify the audio or pick a different song when YouTube flags it. And the number 3 is YouTube has added improved library of copyright free music. This is just like the cherry on top, because now you have a lot of options to go find copyright music without having to search for what is copyrighted, what is not copyrighted. Folks, I will tell you, I wish Facebook also does that, right? Instead of muting my video, deleting my video and everything. And I'm pretty sure now that YouTube is doing this and these platforms are copying each other, they are going to follow each other and get it done. So with that, let's go to the next part again, which is from YouTube. And they basically answered an FAQ on video discovery and ad distribution. And I believe this is very important if you are playing on YouTube. Number 1 question they were asked was, will a poor performing video impact future video channel performance? And YouTube says no. It just looks at the performance of individual videos. And then the question again was asked to them is, can you upload too many videos at once, which then restricts the distribution of content from your channel? YouTube says there is no restriction. You can, but however, you don't want to overload your audience. They say subscribers will only receive up to 3 notifications a day. So if you upload more than 3 videos, they won't get any notifications at all, or so they won't get all the notifications. So again, don't try to upload more than 3 in a day, and don't overburden your subscribers. The next one is, will inactive subscribers impact channel performance? The answer to that is no. How important is external traffic in driving recommendations on YouTube? They are taken into account. However, long-term success is dependent on inter-platform interactions, internal platform interactions. So which basically means you want your audience to interact with the video. With having said that, if you are watching or listening to this show on YouTube or Facebook, do give us a thumbs up, give us a reaction, because again, if you don't give us comments, we are going to publish it. It's not going to go anywhere. Again, we want you to engage with it, right? Engagement is the name of the game. With that, let's move on to our friends at Snapchat. The platform that everyone has copied and everyone has bitten into pulp, like from stories to, things, messages being disappearing and things like that. Now, and they face so much competition. At one point, we all thought they're going to go out of business. But anyway, coming back to the point about Snapchat is that they have finally decided that they were going to add in, they're going to show, they're going to display, subscriber count. It's going to be an option. You can turn it on and toggle it on and toggle it off. And it is a good thing because now Snapchat influencers are going to be more excited to be on that platform and do more stuff. So good Snapchat, good move. Even though you're probably copying it from someone else, it's about time you copy from someone else, because while everyone else is copying from you. Let's move on to the next one from Snapchat, which is they gives educational insights for marketers through Snap Connect. So this year, the focus has been content and education and certification. If you are listening to this show, you have seen it, how many platforms from LinkedIn to Facebook to Google, everyone's bringing out content and teaching their audiences, teaching their users, teaching the creators how to create better contents, how to write ads and everything like that. Along the same themes, I think it's time for Snapchat to do that. And they have 3 certification programs. One is mobile gaming, apps, and e-commerce. They basically cover all aspects of Snapchat's various direct response ad offerings, including dynamic ads and Snap's evolving shopping augmented reality experiences, right? So these are all video courses. Keep in mind, again, last week we covered Snapchat has 249 million daily active users with 18% year-over-year growth. So Snapchat is a platform not to ignore if you are targeting the younger generation, younger market. So check it out. Again, this is much better course than probably you're going to buy off of someone on Udemy or any other platform, because again, this is coming straight from Snapchat. Next up, the last one from Snapchat is they are giving tips on increasing ad engagement over the holidays, just like what Facebook did. However, they're taking a different angle, which is they're saying, you have to choose the right ad format for your goals. One is the 5 options or the 4 options they're saying, in the right ad offer is you can drive sales and signups online by using dynamic ads, single image, video ads, story ads, and collection ads. You can boost app installs and engagement, build brand awareness, and retargeting an existing customers, right? They're again saying showcase your product front and center in your ad creative, just what Facebook did. So imagine how important this is that both Facebook and Snapchat are coming out with recommendations, and they have the same type of recommendation, showing your product front and center in your ad creative. So this is very, very important. If your copywriter, if your marketer is not doing it, you should fire them. They do not know what the hell they're doing, which means they're costing you money. And if they're costing you money, why would you pay them, right? They're not only just, you're just paying them, you're losing money, but again, they're making you lose more business. Fire them and you'll be glad you did. Number 3 suggestions from Snapchat is make your ads feel native to Snapchat. That basically means brands should look to align the creative with the native platform experience in order to provide a more integrated user experience. I'm not gonna dig deeper into it, but all I'm saying is make sure the ad works well within the Snapchat platform. Drive urgency with relevant messaging. Yeah, you're basically what they're saying is your messaging should be easy to understand, displayed from the beginning of your ad, be localized for your audience, and provide an offer message if available within the first 2 seconds of the ad. That's very important, crucial message. And this is a concept you should apply it even in your Facebook, even though Facebook did not mention it. So aren't you glad you're listening to this show? And again, design for sound on. Right, that's another interesting thing, because Snapchat saying 64% of their ads are watched with this, are viewed with their sound on. So make sure you include audio elements in your ad, folks. Maybe you should do the same thing for Facebook, right? Again, if your marketer is, or if the person who is driving your ads is not listening or doing any of these things, time to change your marketer. Again, I'm repeating myself, but that is true. So number 6. Again, or the last one, I've lost count, but the last one from Snapchat was link your ads properly, that you make sure you are using the right links for your right campaign objectives. It's a no-brainer, but again, I think Snapchat felt the need to mention it. With that, we are also suggesting it. I mean, oftentimes I've seen, ads that go nowhere, ads, they show me a product, I click on it and I go to the homepage and I'm like, where am I? I'm lost. Don't do that. With that, we are on to our bonus section, which is 4 predictions for the 2020 holiday seasons. Number 1, holiday season will start earlier. If you haven't noticed it, it's gonna start earlier. Amazon moved their Prime Day from July to October and they did about a record $3.5 billion across 19 countries, 60% up from 2019. Again, people are stuck at home. What are they gonna do, right? They don't have to go to movies. They don't have anything else to do. So they're spending online. Retail therapy, folks, retail therapy. Online shopping experiences will be more important than ever, just because, again, online shopping experience means the ease of using your site, right? How easy it is to use your site, find the product, order it, and call it a day. Make sure you're investing in user experience, UX, UI, UX is gonna be key. Curbside pickup to become a key fulfillment channel, because some people don't want to rely on the mail system because it's going to be overloaded this year. As it is, it's every holiday season, but this year it's going to be overloaded, super overloaded, just because of everyone's at home. Number 4 is mobile will be in the retail spotlight, right? Again, according to the data we are seeing, the mobile usage has increased over on an average of 1 hour per day because of the pandemic. Everyone's at home. So make sure your site is optimized for mobile. It loads fast, it's mobile friendly, it's easy to navigate, and you'll be glad everything is like that. The last thing before I sign off is that, win with the power of social proof, right? So what you could do is use user-generated photos, we call it UGC, user-generated content, which is user-generated photos, videos, ratings, reviews shared by real customers. It has always been one of the most influential forms of content for brands and more. And during the pandemic, social proof has become absolutely critical to retailers' marketing strategies. So if you are watching or listening to this show, make sure you are using as much UGC as possible, because you'll be glad you did. With that, we are at the end of our show. That's it for this week in marketing. Now you know everything to be in the know. If you'd like to read more, make sure you visit our show page where you will find the links to some of the articles we mentioned. And if you enjoyed this episode of This Week in Marketing, make sure you give us a thumbs up and follow us in our social media pages. Once again, this is your host, Sajid Islam, signing off until next week. Take care. Bye-bye.